Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Exilemagpie.
Hello!
Some stuff.
Yeah.
We have some stuff.
Things have happened.
Yeah, specifically, PlayStation Network went down.
Yes, people
for operational.
So, there's a couple of theories that have come out, because basically, over the weekend just gone, yes, question mark, for about, what, well over 24 hours?
Just over 24 hours.
Just over 24 hours, the network went down. So, there's a couple of theories.
No, not even 24. Actually, no, it wasn't even 24 hours.
It was nearly 24.
Because it went down.
It was most of the day.
It was most of the day. It was most of the normal day because it went down at 11 p.m. This is in England, so the UK. It went down at 11 p.m. because I was actually playing a game at that time when it went down, and then it didn't come back on till I want to say about 8. Ooh. So nearly 24 hours.
Close enough to 24 hours to basically say it's a full day almost.
8 p.m. not 8 a.m. Just putting that out there. Yeah, the PlayStation Network went down on the Friday evening. Sony basically came out and basically just said network services have fully recovered from an operational issue. And other than that, we have absolutely no idea as to why.
No official reason. So obviously, the internet is going to come up with theories ranging from dude, I made this up, to potentially logically thinking about it and potentially this is one of those things, but we're not sure. One of those is it was a hack. Which it could have been. Logically. Sony infamously got hacked quite a few years ago. So, it can happen. There's another theory that came out that one of the things was that they were removing a lot of the shovelware that is on the network. I don't know about that because I haven't actually checked the store to see if that stuff has been removed or not.
That is also possible with it being sort of like... all it could take is someone pressing the wrong button.
True. But also, if anyone's looked before this down, everyone looked at what was on the store. There was an awful lot of shovelware. There was an awful lot of shovelware on the store. A lot. So I can imagine if they were doing that may have been potentially why, possibly. But it is one, we won't know until Sony actually tells us.
Yeah.
And two,
if they do.
Two, once again, prime example of why digital only and subscription services are not the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah. Shows you again.
Because
although you gotta think of when it actually hit, it couldn't have hit at a worse time.
Oh no!
Because you had the Monster Hunter Wilds beta, which everybody was getting ready for.
Yeah.
You had,
which is one of the reasons why it leaned credence to the hack, because it was timed so. Because I think a lot of the live services stuff, your Call of Duties and that, also had double XP weekends and all that going on at the same time. So, and there was a tournament going on as well that was affected apparently.
Yes, I think it was a Madden tournament.
Wow, boo-hoo. That game is shit. It deserves to be.
People are in a tournament for it. There's a chance to win real money.
They're promoting a shit game, a really shit game, a game that it's not even as good as older generations of Madden. It's actually worse.
Yeah.
Madden almost I would say it's worse than FIFA how far back.
We'll get to EA.
Anyway, the timing of it does lead kind of credence to a potential hack because it did a lot more reputational damage than it would have done if it was just a normal weekend. Yeah. It would still been bad, but not as bad. The timing of it seems a little bit suspicious. However, like I say, until Sony tell us, we won't know. But again, like I say, this again leads credence to actually owning your games that you play, because if this happened on Steam or GOG, I could still load up my games on offline mode. Not all games on PlayStation allowed you to do that.
Yeah, PlayStation still have the account thing.
Yeah.
So if you're not logged into your account, you can't play certain games.
Yeah.
Which is bullshittery.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. It's just one of those things that we can thank Microsoft for. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm never not gonna dig Microsoft.
Well, yeah, because
I'm never not gonna do it. I don't care anymore.
They
brought this in.
They introduced online subscriptions. They introduced timed exclusives. They introduced
all the bullshit people complain about. It's all thanks to fucking Microsoft, and they get off.
Yeah.
Nobody looks at them and goes, "This is your fault." Anyway, moving on. Warner Brothers. We want to. EA. Now EA are not having a grand time of it right now. Their numbers are plummeting. I think their stock
took a massive dive because they posted for the first time. I think it was a net growth of, basically in financial terms,
not good.
It didn't go down. It just didn't go up.
Oh, well,
so
that's
it's just stagnant.
That's not going to be happy for the.
So the shareholders, obviously, the
shareholders are not happy about this.
Shareholders, being a bunch of greedy little twats, instantly went, "Oh, the company's not profitable. We'll pull our money out." So EA's money came out. Now, the reason being is that they finally hit the ceiling on their Ultimate Teams.
Really. Pretty much, yeah.
Because the Ultimate Team has been the reason why EA could release like Anthem and not take a massive hit. They could absorb the damage that Anthem had, etc., etc. And so they were strong. They're finally not just milking their game user base for all it's worth. I mean, they still are, but they're just not milking it.
I think they're finally at the point where it's, oh shit, we have to make a good game.
Yeah.
What about that Dead Space 2? What happened? What about Dead Space? Well, we cancelled the remake of Dead Space 2.
And closed the studio.
Who said that we should do that? You did.
Do you know what? I would not be surprised if that's an actual conversation in one of the AAA gaming companies.
No, that will be. That will be
an actual conversation.
Whose idea was to do that?
Anyway, the Veilguard is the latest.
Dragon Age Veilguard, which we did do a little talk about basically how bad that game is.
Yeah.
Because it is awful.
It takes everything that people like about Dragon Age.
It's not Dragon Age. The thing is, to me, what saves it. What saves this to me, and this is only to me as a Dragon Age fan. The other Dragon Age fans will probably be raging at this game, and that's fine. But me, I look at that. I saw that game. I saw the trailer for it. I've seen the gameplay. I've looked at it and gone, that is not Dragon Age.
Oh, speaking about the first trailer which introduced the characters.
Yeah.
Apparently, the actual developers had no input into that trailer.
What a surprise!
And
you mean like Anthem? Because that's what happened with Anthem.
Yeah, no, but like the one that was like the trailer that was shown out to like on TV and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
The developers did not have any input in that trailer, and they were not happy with that trailer when it was released, when it was shown to them, because it was like, this is completely different to what we were wanting.
Yeah, but the thing is,
I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't save from any of the actual genuine criticism, like the fact that it takes the entirety of the Dragon Age lore and just shoves it into a trash can, and I'm being generous here, as well as like just not being good, with no characters that are actually likable.
It's just an awful game. It's not a good game. I've always said you can like bad games. I like bad games. There are games in that pile right there that are generally awful, and I still like them. But you can't come out and be like, "Oh yeah, that game's amazing," when it's not. And this is the problem with like the internet.
Oh,
the problem with the internet.
The whole discourse on the internet where it's like, what I like has to be Well,
especially around Veilguard, of what I saw. Either people massively fucking hated this game a little bit too much, to be fair, a little bit too much, or people sang its praises way too much, right? And it's just like, no, it's not a good game. And to the people who like this game, like it. Go for it. It is not a problem that you like a bad game.
No.
Nobody says you can't like bad games.
Nope.
Alright? But you can't come out and tell everybody that the game's absolutely amazing. You know it's got faults, so just own it. Just be like, yeah, I like the game. It's got its awful bits, like Tash, because I refuse to believe anybody talks like Tash does.
Or the fact that... But I think also my issue with Dragon Age, and I haven't played any of them, but I've seen people play Dragon Age. You've got Dragon Age Origins, you've got the first three.
I've got the first three.
And I've seen you play them. And the thing with watching, when I was watching people stream and play Veilguard, is the only thing that actually ties it into the original game, the previous games, is its setting. The art style, just the actual setting.
Just the setting.
And the fact that it's got Dragon Age in the title.
And Varric.
Yeah.
Varric's in the first and second.
Yeah, okay, so they're the only three things. Like, the actual way the game plays, no. The actual, the storytelling, no. The characters, no. Like, there's not one character in that list that is genuinely likable. They are very one-dimensional. Do you know what I mean?
They're all preachy. They all preach to you.
I know, but they're also
about nonsense.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, you can make a very preachy character with a lot more depth than what was shown in Veilguard. Like, they're all preachy.
The thing is, right. Okay, so we all look at preachy as being like this as a negative thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a negative thing to be preachy.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can have preachy characters, but a lot of the time, they're actually good characters. In the sense of they've been written well, they've been written, and when they are trying to do some sort of like message, it's not something that's like,
it's not in your face.
It's not in your face, and it's not something stupid either.
In a sense, it treats
its audience with respect.
Yeah.
The problem with Dragon Age, the Veilguard, it doesn't do any of that.
No.
It just preaches a lot of nonsense, and then sort of does stupid things with it.
It also does the whole thing of like, you've got to do everything to get the good ending. And I'm like, so in other words, you've basically done the plot beats of Mass Effect 2. Yes. Except you haven't got a single character anyone likes.
Yeah, that sounds
like,
right.
Like in Mass Effect 2, that cast list is phenomenal because everyone has... There is the... You can always tell when there is a diverse cast that is done really well because there is someone in the fan base that will pick one of those characters and it's varied across the entire fan base. For example, Mass Effect 2, some people like... is it Jack? Yeah, I think it's Jack. Some people like Miranda. Some people like Tali. Tali's my favourite because I just... Her little like mannerisms are just like, oh, I just want to give you a hug, but giving you an actual hug would cause you to be very ill. Anyway, and there's none of them in Veilguard, and I'll be honest, I have a feeling a lot of this is the fucking Marvel thing. Of everyone has to be quippy one-liners and
pretty much
everyone has to be quirky with quirk, and it's like, look, if I wanted a Tony Stark character,
I'd watch Iron Man.
I'd watch Iron Man in the Avenger movies, as well as Captain America movies because Iron Man's in fucking all of them.
It is nice to, because like one of the things that kind of annoyed me with Veilguard was like how the media were kind of propping it up, basically saying it's better than it is. and then after about a month, 2 months, all of a sudden their scores were dropping.
Yeah, because
they were changing their mind all of a sudden. It was just like, this is another thing that's the problem. It's like you.
I guarantee a lot of them skip the story.
Probably
skip the dialogue. And it's like, this is a fucking RPG. Well, the story is one of the key components
probably.
of it.
Well, the thing is, even if you skip the story, the gameplay isn't that good.
We're talking about game journalists here, though.
I suppose.
The so-called game journalists.
I suppose
you know, of the caliber
right.
of, like, can't get past
a tutorial.
So, you know.
But
anyway.
Keeping on with this. So EA's grand thing of this whole Dragon Age Veilguard fiasco is it didn't fail because it was a bad game. No. It failed because it wasn't a live service.
I mean, I'd hate to see how bad it would have been if it was a live service. This is the thing. Like, at least you have a game that is playable from now until whenever. Like, can you imagine if it was a live service? It would have been another Anthem.
Oh yeah.
In fact, probably worse. It would have probably come out like Concord. Because
nothing.
Because here's the thing. Do you remember when they first announced that it was going to be a live service?
Oh yeah.
The fan base just literally went, no, bro. No, we don't want. No, this is not what you. No, this is not a good idea. Stop it.
My thing for Dragon Age is because obviously when it was first announced, it was Dragon Age Dreadwolf.
Yeah,
that's what its name was, and then it got changed to Veilguard.
Yeah.
Now I remember the showcase for Dreadwolf, and it was very dark, very gritty, very Dragon Age.
Yes.
Because this is the thing about Dragon Age. Dragon Age, yes, it's set in a fantasy world and all that sort of stuff, but it ain't sunshine and rainbows.
No,
it's very sort of like, oh god, the world's going to end, we're all going to die.
It is very, to go off of a fantasy, is like, it's very Two Towers.
Yeah.
Everything is terrible. Everything's going wrong. Things are just failing everywhere. And, you know, there's a very good chance that a lot of people are not going to make it at the end of this, by the way. So good luck with that. Have fun.
Get to know the characters.
Don't get too attached because some of these are going to die.
Yeah. So, like, I refuse to believe that the story for Veilguard is the same one that was in Dreadwolf.
No.
I refuse to believe that.
I can guarantee
so part of me is like, what was Dreadwolf? Because Dreadwolf was not what Veilguard was. And like I know a lot of people could say, oh, because like a lot of times what they do is they sort of like use the same assets.
Yeah.
And that, but like there's no way they did that for this one. I can't see it. The bright colours and everything. Maybe they reskinned it.
Yeah, I would say they probably they would have reskinned, and also lighting as well. They would have changed. They would have made it look more bright.
To which, when I'm looking at it, you look at it and you just go, the person who was in charge of this game has never played a Dragon Age game before. It doesn't even know anything about.
It doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it, right? And so you just sort of like. So we went from Dreadwolf when they first announced it. Then they did the announcement of the live service.
Yeah.
Right? Which most likely probably would have been, I'm going to assume they were roughly about maybe a third. Close to half.
I think by the time they announced the thing, all we had seen was concept art, and that was it. Because I remember us talking about it, and us saying... And I remember saying I had issues because the only thing we've ever seen is concept art, and the last game they did that with was Battlefield.
Yes, but that was after the announcement for the live service. The only thing we'd seen at Dreadwolf at the time was the reveal trailer of when Solus was walking up those stairs.
Yes.
And it was all black, there was thunder and lightning,
and
all that sort of stuff. There was dead people while he was walking past them. So it was like Solus. The only thing that seems to, or what I think they've kept, is that Solus was the bad guy.
Yep, probably.
And so, like, my wonder is like, did they change have they changed directors? Because like, I really don't see any reason.
Yes, I think actually, I believe they actually did. For when they changed it off, because because I'm pretty sure one of the head directors literally said it's a miracle we actually got the game out. I think when they announced that it was no longer going to be a live service, they announced, I could be misremembering, and I could be getting it mixed up with something, but I'm pretty sure they also announced that X person is also coming in to
direct.
To direct.
Right. Because like you just look at it, like you just look at that game, and there's nothing Dragon Age there. You could literally take Dragon Age out of the title and put some random generic fantasy world name there.
Do you know?
And it'd be the same thing.
Do you know what else? I wouldn't be surprised if the things that caused Anthem to be the way that it is
happened with this one.
Yeah, I think it's almost. I would not be. I would not be surprised. I'm not going to say that it is actually what's happened, but I would not be surprised if in a month, 2 months, something comes out that. And it is literally like a play-by-play of what happened with Anthem, where the people making the game didn't know what the fuck the game was actually going to be until X, Y, and Z was there. And by the time that... It's clearly been reset like 3 or 4 times as well. And you can tell that because the stuff that, like, if they hadn't been reset, would be much better, like storyline-wise. And maybe character development as well. There just seems to be like not enough time has been put into a lot of things, despite the fact that this game has took so long. Yeah, because I'm just like the thing that always comes into my head. The question is, how did you go from that of like the really dark, gritty stuff from like Inquisition, Dragon Age 2 Origins? How did you go from that? To Sunshine and Rainbows? How did you get there? Because the people that were making the decisions were not the people that were connected enough to the previous games. You gotta remember, it's been like how many years since Inquisition was released?
I think it's 10.
Like over 10 years?
Yeah.
So like a lot of people would have left. And so you've got like basically a brand new team almost working on a popular franchise with a very dedicated fan base who don't necessarily know all the intricacies of the lore, and they're making a brand new story for it, and they're probably and like Dreadwolf might have been like the original draft made by the previous people potentially, and then they've took over, and at some point they've decided we're going to chop all this off and we're going to do our own thing. And clearly, now that sometimes that works, sometimes it does. It hasn't this time. And I think also like the very fact that like the stuff that went on before in the previous games, Inquisition 2
you're on about Dragon Age.
Dragon Age games, yeah, that's what I'm on about. Is not really touched upon, and is like a throwaway comment almost. In like, oh yeah, everything's killed by everything over there has been killed by the
hero.
Yeah. Oh, the what was it? The dark.
Oh, the blight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's such a throw, and it's like some of these people have spent 3 whole games. The first one being a very, very, very traditional Western RPG, which means that's a few hundred hours.
Oh yeah.
For some of them, and you've just like thrown them this in a nonchalant, in what feels like a very nonchalant way, like. Do you not care about your fan base? Why have you done it this way? What?
Well, it's EA and BioWare, so no, they don't.
True.
No, they don't.
But
they're still upset. They're still upset about Andromeda. You see, so they're like, well, you know what? Fuck you.
Look, Andromeda would have been a better game if you'd actually get the team that was making it a little bit more time. Yes, some of it is unsavable. Like some of the characters are just dumb, but they're dumb in a funny way, not intentionally, but they're still funny.
Definitely. No, I will never get over the fact that you can't walk over a pebble. I will never get over that fact.
But you know, the basic building blocks for Andromeda was not bad. But if I hear during during this development, the management went, we just need to keep doing the BioWare magic. I think I'm going to go and fly to BioWare headquarters, find the lead developer, and punch them in the face. Because you've learnt nothing from Anthem. I mean, like I say, at least you got a game out.
True.
Unlike Anthem.
Could you imagine if it did actually come out as a live service though?
It would have been worse than Anthem. I can
Good
guarantee
Lord.
you. I can guarantee you it would have been worse than Anthem.
I mean, what would it? I can't even imagine what it would look like.
And another thing, like EA, and Android Wilson, fucking going on about like, oh, this would have done better if it was a live service. Are you fucking? Do you have the memory of a goldfish? Do you not remember the absolute dumpster fire that I was at Anthem?
Look, he just hasn't had his update yet, alright? He hasn't updated to the new model.
The reason why Veilguard was a single player experience is because Anthem bombed so badly you had to change tactic. And it's like, you can't even read the room. Sony's cancelled 8 live services because they've at least realised, hang on, this is a diminishing market, this.
Yeah, this is not going well.
Yes, let's throw out a multitude of games that demands all the time of the customer. Because, you know, we've got time machines. So we can have people just spend forever on these games, clearly. It's like you can't even read the room, Andrew. You can't even read the room, Andrew Wilson.
What I like the most is like the game that's done the best for them. For the recent few years, was Dead Space.
Yeah.
A single player narrative horror game, which is a niche market, but still a single player narrative driven game.
Yeah.
Right. It is the best game that's come out from them in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And their reaction to this is to cancel any plans of remaking Dead Space 2, close the studio, and keep BioWare open for releasing shit. It's just like, are you okay? Because let's be honest.
Andrew
BioWare's
Wilson.
track record now is not very good.
No, Andromeda released too early. Should have been delayed a little bit longer for it to come back out in a release actual finished state. Anthem, a bare bones with fuck all content live service.
Mm-hmm.
And now the
it's free for free. It's free for free.
And again, we're talking about a terrible game, a game rushed out early before it's ready. No, I'm saying like with Andromeda.
Oh, Andromeda.
A live service that was a management decision, not developer decision. And Veilguard, which I would not be surprised has had one of the most hellish development processes and probably been rebooted multiple times,
rebuilt a bunch of times,
and had things decided by management. And again, it's down to very poor management, very poor leadership. These games that come out in a terrible state with poor decisions, poor design choices, etc., they are very, 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 very rarely made by the actual people who are trying to make the game.
Except Concord. Concord is 100% made by the people.
Except those that wanted to criticise but were banned from doing so.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is just like that. It's like there are those games that
yes,
that's why except Concord.
But we're looking at if we put the spotlight just on EA for now, because you know Android Wilson decided to open his mouth and sound like an absolute fucking idiot because he is.
It should have been a massive. Good Lord!
That all of EA's most recent failings has been due to management decisions. Management and lack or very poor or fucking god-awful leadership. It's about time some of these people should really start looking into the fucking mirror instead of just going, we're just going to let go about 50 people, it's fine. Because apparently they've released a whole bunch of people from BioWare. And everyone's going...
They kind of have to.
Yeah, I know, but like... Microsoft still is a multi-billion-dollar company that makes... Oh yeah, EA is a multi-billion-dollar
Oh yeah,
company.
I know this. But it's the thing, isn't it? It's like if I do poorly at my job, if my job doesn't make profit, I'm getting fired.
Yeah, I know.
At the end of the day.
But no, the point is like you do a shit job, you get fired. Understandable. Someone like Android Wilson does a shit job.
He gets a golden handshake.
At worst, gets a golden handshake.
Yeah.
At worst, that is the worst that will ever happen to him. He will get a golden handshake and he can fuck off to go wherever the fuck he wants
and be a CEO somewhere
else and ruin other people's
lives. This is something that really I don't understand about the gaming industry. So somebody's a CEO of a company that has done so poorly, so badly, and that guy ends up leaving. He gets the golden handshake, which is one thing which is confusing enough. But the really confusing thing is they go, oh, you were the CEO of that company, weren't you? That just literally bombed into the ground. Would you like to be our CEO?
It's called nepotism. Because they're all chummy together.
It's like, oh my god.
The leadership of like 2K, EA.
Yeah, true.
Ubisoft.
I suppose who else are you gonna...
Like, fucking hell, if you took a picture of a CEO of the gaming industry at the Game Awards, right? I guarantee you there was going to be at least 3 CEOs in that picture because they're all together.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're in competition with each other. I mean, yeah, we don't want you to hate each other, but like, you're too friendly to each other. You're really too friendly to each other because you're not competition. You're a fucking cartel. That's what you are. You are all fucking cartel owners running your fucking businesses like you're kings. And it's the only reason why you haven't blown the fucking back out of the fucking industry is because there's a part of it called the indie scene that are actually making decent games.
Also China.
Well, yeah, also China, because China decided,
which we are actually going to be talking about China.
Yeah, because Nesty went, people are complaining about Overwatch 2. Let's put an Overwatch 2 competitor in. And also, we've got the license for Marvel. So we don't need to create characters. We can just, take characters and give them abilities.
There you go. Oh yeah, we can talk about Overwatch.
Yes, Overwatch as well. But anyway, we'll finish up on EA because we're beating a dead horse at the moment. Not necessarily a literal dead horse, although
it is nonsense though. Really, it honestly is at this point. You're just looking at it. It is. It's the scene from Far Cry where Vass is like, "Do you know what the definition of insanity is?" You know what I've been
saying for like years now.
Yeah.
That the people at the top of the industry, of like your Andrew Wilsons, your Bobby Kotick's, etc., they don't understand the industry they're in. They literally don't. All they do is see trend, chase trend, and they don't understand that like the time it takes because of your fucking demands. Because, ultra realistic graphics is not, yes, there are some gamers who are fucking idiots that go on about like, oh, Call of Duty, look how fucking realistic it is. It's like, fuck off.
Look how realistic it is. That man is a chameleon.
No, but the point is like there was a portion of the gaming fan base that want photorealism.
Yeah, they focus a bit too much on graphics.
And like it's like, for fuck's sake, I just want a good game.
It
could look like fucking Mario 64 for all I fucking care.
I mean, look at Astro Bot.
Yeah, it's not the most graphical demanding game in the world.
But it looks nice.
But it looks the art style is fantastic. I mean, I have to admit, there's a lot more games coming out that have gone into that way. Instead of looking at photorealism, they've gone for art style.
Yeah, which is much better.
Yeah.
Art style always beats graphics, 100%.
Anyway. But like, games cost so much, not because of the fan base, but because of CEOs and management. They are the ones pushing for ultra high graphics, 4K, fucking. Like, I don't give a shit about 4K. I can't get 4K on my monitor.
Like, do we really need to be able to see the hairs on Alo's face?
No.
Do we really need to be able to see that?
No.
No. Like, is her face featured enough?
Do we?
Yes.
Do we want to see the individual hairs on Kratos' beard? No, not really. We don't care that much.
I think part of it is also due to, like, you know how, like, Pixar, right? Pixar did Monsters Inc.
Yeah, they went on about like
how they did Sully's, which is, by the way, amazing. If you ever get the chance to watch like the behind the scenes and the making of Monsters Inc. because this was like when that sort of technology first came about. So it's like really, really fascinating to go see where we've come from and see where we are now in graphics. Even though I have literally just said that graphics don't matter. Graphics don't matter, but in movies, it's a bit different.
I'll expand on your. It's a bit different as well in a second.
I think they're like they see the people's reactions to like Pixar and like the CGI in movies. Not all of them, because like you watch Marvel now and their CGI is a bit dated.
Yes, because they don't give their.
I know. That's not my point. My point is.
Like, I know, but I'm just saying. Like,
people see like
there's a reason for it.
Remember they see how people react to the CGI in movies that we see. Like, do you remember the Iron Man, the first Iron Man movie, the CGI in that?
Yes.
Like, even though that is still the same CGI that they're using now, when that first came about, when Iron Man was stood in front of the tank and the tank exploded.
Yeah.
I think everybody was like saw that and went, "Holy shit, that's fucking."
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I still prefer that suit to every single other suit.
That is still the best suit.
Because
no, I tell a lie. The animated briefcase suit. Is the best suit.
The one in 2?
No, just the animation.
Oh, the yeah.
just the animation.
Anyway. But yeah, I understand your point, and I do think like CEOs go to like these bloody fucking
That's what I think.
with fucking graphical blooming movies and that, and I'm like, there's a difference. Like, movies are not interactable.
Yeah.
Movies literally, like, their whole thing is that frame, and that is it. Like, in a game, we could pause that frame, spin it around 360, and point it up and down, and fucking move the camera. Could move the camera anywhere. We can do like there was a human interaction with that, and therefore there's a lot more things that have to go into it.
You don't think that they understand that?
I know that. I know they don't understand that. I totally understand that they don't understand that like a CGI movie
is not the same as a game.
It's not the same as a fucking game. I understand that. Because I know the AAA industry leadership do the fucking
sometimes
not.
I think like somebody will have told them that no, that's not really possible. We can't, not with the graphic fidelity that you want. That's a little bit too much. And
we can do that. We can do that in a cutscene, but we can't do that in game.
And then they'll be like, oh well, the Marvel do it in the movies.
To which my response is, yeah, that's called a movie.
Yeah,
they have.
But I do feel like that is.
They only have one frame of direction of view to worry about.
I do feel like that.
And they also don't have to worry about a person picking up a controller and turning that camera 360 degrees and seeing it from a different angle. They don't have to worry about a 3D space. They just have to worry about the frame.
But I do think that that's the mindset for a lot of.
Yeah. I do.
A lot of them.
I do as well.
They see the movies and they see how people react to them.
Yeah, and there's that, and also the fucking minority of gamers in heavy trademarkable quotes who shout from the rooftops about how photorealistic their favorite game is, and I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Call of Duty until not Cold War. What's the most recent one?
Black Ops 6.
Black Ops 6. Yeah, oh yeah. For some reason I thought it had a different title. Black Ops 6, it was not a great fight. Like I honestly do not think Sledgehammer or Infinity Ward actually give a shit about their storylines anymore.
Probably not.
The only one that seems to actually give a damn
is Treyarch.
And even then, like, there's like 6 has a couple of hit and misses, and then there's the whole AI art thing in their battle passes now, which is, the reason why I've not touched that game since.
Oh, okay. There's AI in the battle passes?
Yeah, the Christmas battle pass. It had a zombie with 6 fingers. Oh. The usual AI mistakes that makes, like body parts that don't look right. It had all of that in, and also the voice actors for the zombies modes are all in dispute because Activision Blizzard / Microsoft won't agree to never using their voices with AI. So they're literally on semi-strike / protest, to which I'm like, so the next one, if it has their voices, it's AI.
It's probably AI.
Right. Great. It's wonderful. Lovely. Thanks, Microsoft. You've really made Activision Blizzard a much better company. Clearly. Anyway, but
moving on.
Yeah, but final words on Android Wilson. You are fucking. I don't know what you're on. Just please.
Can I have some?
Either A, can I have some, or B, stop taking them, because you are delusional. You fucking idiot. So, moving on.
Warner Brothers Games. Their struggles are getting a little bit worse. Has been reported that the Wonder Woman game has been completely rebooted. And also still faces possible cancellation. Which, if it's been rebooted, it's probably more on the side that it's going to get cancelled.
Probably. Which is like, I mean, how hard can it be to make a Wonder Woman game?
Well, it's probably not. It probably isn't. But Suicide Squad did so bad.
That is very true. That is also very, 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 very true.
There's a lot of it. It's probably going to be like, yeah, you're going to have to cut corners. We're going to have to cut the budget of this game because of how bad Suicide Squad. Warner Brothers Games. If any other games that are coming out, because I know they did say they're going to do another Arkham game.
Yes, they're doing another Batman Arkham game, and I'm thinking of like, how is that possible? Because...
I'm there like Wonder Woman hasn't even come out yet.
I was about to say, how's that possible? Because you killed. We just killed the clone because fucking that bullshit of a fucking. I mean, like.
I love that ending. I both love and hate that ending because I love it because of just like
how shit it is.
Like the actual balls to actually go, yeah, this is the ending. This is the true ending. That makes no sense. We've also killed Wonder Woman. Which also, by the way, we're making a Wonder Woman game. You've just killed Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't have been the Arkhamverse Wonder Woman, but it's like, they have to now go like, yeah, Suicide Squad, not canon.
Yeah, it has to be.
They're gonna have to. Like, I mean, we said it when we first talked about the fucking cheap ass comic book style finish they gave to Suicide Squad. Like, this is again the whole bullshit of like, well, look at us, we're being equality, and it's like, so wait, hang on, the most powerful like woman empowerment character in the entirety of DC, Wonder Woman, a literal fucking like icon of the strong female empowerment type, an actual good, fantastic portrayal of that character, right? And you fucking kill her.
Yep, you kill her for nothing.
And then you end, because of the way you end the story, her sacrifice is for nothing. Nothing.
It was all according to Batman's plan. Remember?
Yes, like, which is even more fucked up because it's like, yeah, Batman because the plot demands it. Batman predicted that all this was going to happen and that Wonder Woman was going to die because of it. Like, first things first, you don't know a fuck about Bruce.
Yeah, you don't know anything about Batman.
If
that's what you think Batman
Bruce,
would do.
I mean, yes, Bruce Banner, aka not Bruce Banner, I'm that annoyed. I'm getting the name
Bruce Wayne.
Fucking Bruce Wayne. basically Batman, because Bruce Wayne is the alter ego.
I do forgive you for getting his name wrong.
I'm that angry.
You know.
I'm that angry. I am that angry though. Like,
the comic book nerd in me is like, and also the Batman nerd in me is like,
yeah, I know.
Very angry
I made a massive. I've made a massive foo. I humbly apologise for making that fucking. I'm just so angry. Batman wouldn't. Yes, Batman has plans to beat each individual superhero that is a member of the League, the League of Justice, or the Justice League. There we go. He has plans to beat everyone, but Batman is not cold-hearted enough to basically just throw away someone's life.
yeah.
Like, it has to be for a reason. This is the Batman that literally went to Darkseid with a bunch of bombs and went, I'm going to blow up your entire planet and everything that you care about on if you do not let Supergirl go. Like, that's the level, that's the chess level of Batman. Batman just literally plays like not 10 moves, he plays 100 moves ahead.
It's more the.
It's like you think this is.
It's more the fact of just like, right. So hold on, Batman. I thought it would be a great idea for the Justice League to get caught and to have the Suicide Squad, most of which are the ones that he put in prison, do the hero work.
Yeah.
Batman thought of that plan.
And then again, like the whole.
If you had turned around and said, "Well, that was actually the Flash's plan," then I'd be like, because Barry Allen is the, I'm going to give everybody a second chance. I believe in everybody.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
You know, it's just a bad day they had.
Yeah, they just had a bad day. If we show them kindness and love, eventually that will. That's Barry Allen. He is the sunshine and rainbows type of character.
Yeah.
Batman isn't. Batman doesn't trust fucking anyone. Batman doesn't even trust like his family.
Like the only reason why Batman doesn't kill anyone is because of his one rule.
Yeah.
That it is his only rule. He does not trust anyone. He doesn't, like you said, he doesn't trust the Bat family. He has plans in place in case anyone turns on him. Because, you know...
He's paranoid.
Yeah. But also mind control is a thing in comics.
Yeah. So anyway, back to this. Yeah. So Suicide Squad bombs incredibly badly. They've spent, it was like, 150 million?
Yeah.
Something like that on it.
Yeah.
And it didn't even break half.
I mean, to be honest, whoever made the decision to make that game a looter shooter deserves to take a very long walk of a very short period.
Well, I think anybody whoever decided to make that game as a as a live service.
Yes. The thing is, if it was a brawler, it potentially could have had a little bit more saving grace to it.
I think what they should have done, instead of making it a live service, they should have just kept it as like one big game with
4-player
basically do a Diablo, what Diablo did.
Yeah.
So 4-player co-op, big game, and you just gradually release DLC over time.
New areas with new characters, new members of the Suicide Squad. Yes, that probably would have worked. The problem is that
that doesn't make you money on the go.
It doesn't make you the Ubisoft bullshit circle of fucking clusterfuck, as I call it now. The fucking I've never known an entire industry to take a concept without it being proven to actually work and then put it into everything they do. I'm not saying this. It hasn't happened. I don't remember it ever happening on this scale.
I just need the Western developers just to just start making games again. You know, be nice.
Unfortunately, we have the wrong. Like we've said before, we
have the wrong people.
The wrong people are in charge. We have fucking Andrew fucking Wilson, who thinks the Veil Guard would have done better as a live service. I can guarantee you it would not. It would have made Anthem look like a success.
Because, we're going to be talking about the state of play soon. But, if you look at the games that are coming from China now, and the games that are coming from Korea and Japan, because Japan woke up and realised, oh shit, we need to make good games. yeah, you look at China and the stuff that they're showing off, and you look at Korea. You look at
in a sense, if you look at how Sony are all of a sudden starting to restructure their entertainment division,
yes.
because they moved their entertainment division to America, and then all this bullshit started to happen.
Yeah, Jim Ryan. Basically, what happened was I can't remember his name, but he was the one that
Jim
was.
Ryan.
No, not Jim Ryan. The one before Jim Ryan.
All right.
He was one of the ones that you remember when the Game Awards did that big thing of like you had the Nintendo guy, Phil Spencer, and whoever his name was for Sony, and they were on the stage saying like, "Oh, we're here to make games," blah blah. The usual corporate speech of blah 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 blah. Nobody cares, mate. Fuck off.
Because we know you don't actually mean it.
We know all this is bollocks. So just come on, just get over with. Anyway. He left, and then Jim Ryan took over when the move to America happened, I think.
Yeah.
And Jim Ryan's grand idea that this is why they bought Bungie was that they were going to put all their eggs into live services. They were going to make a bunch of live services, and that's where their revenue was going to come from.
And then Concord came out.
And then I think Jim Ryan realised that all the live services aren't going to work, because I think that's why Naughty Dog's multiplayer got cancelled, because I think it was going to have a live service element to it.
Probably.
So I think and I don't think they could get it to work. So that's probably why it got cancelled. And we got that roguelite sort of thing that's in the PS5 version.
Yeah.
The remaster, I should say. And obviously everything's gone down like a lead fucking balloon.
And then Concord got released.
And then Concord got released, and that just made it worse.
I mean, it didn't last 2 weeks. They had to pull the servers.
I mean, to be fair, like the very second I heard that Bluepoint was making a fucking God of War live service, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Give Bloodborne to Bluepoint. It's not even like basic maths. Okay?
Yeah, you see, the thing is, it's common sense. And I'm beginning to think the AAA industry is allergic to common sense, to the point where I'm wondering if they are secretly a civil service. A secret, not known civil service. Because for anyone that's worked in the civil service, they will tell you, common sense it's just not there. Not there.
It doesn't work.
It just seems to be not allowed.
What I don't understand, this is part of the thing that it baffles me. It's like, right, okay, so Bluepoint did an absolutely phenomenal job with Demon Souls. So much so that I'm actually playing it again.
Yeah.
It's so good. You've got the Bloodborne IP. Bloodborne is basically a Souls game.
Yeah.
By everything but name. Give them Bloodborne 2. Either let them remake Bloodborne.
Can you imagine if they do make a remake, either a remake or Bloodborne 2? If Bluepoint do it, and how smooth
I know
Demon Souls is.
Yeah.
Like, Demon Souls, the remake is so fucking smooth. It's like
it's so good.
So good.
And it like, I'm not even gonna lie, because I've just recently started replaying it, right? Like, I forgot that the NPCs faces move. Like, the detail on the NPCs and the characters are so good.
The attention to detail with the remake for Demon Souls.
I was like, do they do this in Elden Ring? I don't even think the NPCs, like, I know they talk, but do you actually see them move? Do you see their mouths moved?
I don't. To be honest, I'm not actually paying attention, so I wouldn't know. But like, I mean, on one sense, it's like Elden Ring is a much bigger game.
Oh yeah, I know that. But that's what I'm saying is, like, you don't even, like, FromSoft don't even do that to their NPCs.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just, and so your decision is to give them, oh yeah, you're going to make a God of War live service. What?
I mean, at least they have experience with melee combat. But still, like, fucking live service.
Yeah, but Bluepoint's the company that they've been getting to, like, remaster games.
Yes.
That's all Bluepoint have been doing.
Yes, I know. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, at least they didn't do what fucking Warner Brothers did and gave
stupid amount of money.
Gave a developer that is known for their brawling mechanics.
A shooter.
and told them to make a shooter looter.
Yeah.
Like, that is literally like telling a fucking...
That's like going to Kojima and telling him just to make a Mario game.
Yeah. Or for anyone who is an NFL fan, it's like telling the quarterback, you're going to be the punter.
Yeah, you're going to kick the ball.
You're going to be the punter. I've never done that before in my life. Well, guess what? Time to learn.
You've got 5 minutes.
No, not even that. You've got the next play. You're going to kick it the next play. You're like, what the fucking... How... Oh... So, I mean,
part of the good thing is that we now know that Sony have like scrapped these really bad ideas, and hopefully we're getting back on track with Sony, because God knows Sony needs to get back on track. But
I do think it's going to have to take one of the big names to go on, to be bought, to actually go on.
I think it's going to be Ubisoft, but a lot of the companies now are not really going towards live services anymore. Mainly due to what I think is that like the live services that have managed to be like really successful are all free to play.
Yeah.
And you look at like Warframe, you look at your gachas now.
Destiny 2 is now free to play.
Destiny 2 is not free to play.
Up to a point.
No, it's not even up to a point.
It just fucks you over if you.
It's literally just a tutorial.
Never mind. Ignore me then. Marvel Rivals is free to play.
It's free to play.
Overwatch 2 is free to play.
Yeah, the live service is going the way of like only PvP. Because you notice a lot of only PvP games kind of go the free route now.
Yeah, unless you're MiHoYo. And then you have Genshin money.
MiHoYo's free. They're all free to play.
Yes, I know, but they're not PvP.
Oh yeah, no. What I'm saying is live services are going.
Yes, I know, but let's be honest. I mean, I know they're gachas, but they're also live services.
No, that's what I'm calling them.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but you're saying they're all going PvP, and I'm like,
no. They're going the way PvP did.
Yes.
Because you notice a lot of PvP only games are free.
Yes.
Like a lot of them. And now live services seem to be going that way as well. Well, that's what I was saying. Because
a lot of the successful ones, which are the competition, are already free to play.
Look at The First Descendant. That's a live service. It's not brilliant, but it does all right. I mean, that might be due to some of the skins, but we're not going to talk about that. I'm not getting involved in Goonagate. I've seen that whole stupid fucking thing.
Besides, there's Nikkei and Azure Lane for that if you really wanted to go there.
Yeah, and they're free to play as well. Also, Nikkei's really good.
It just has the bakery. That's all it has. Anyway.
Oh, it has more than the bakery now.
Oh, I know that, but like.
But yeah, I do hope Wonder Woman gets made.
Yeah, like. The thing is, I want the game to be made, but I also want it to be good. I don't want it to be like a poor shell of a game that has just been. I don't want it to be like the situation of Skull and Bones, where it was clearly released because there was contracted to release the game.
I think what they should do is just make Arkham Wonder Woman. Just make an Arkhamverse.
Yeah.
Just fuck it.
They've got the fucking...
And then just turn around and just be like, obviously set this Wonder Woman before Suicide Squad. Or just do what everybody else does with Suicide Squad. What game? Never heard of it.
Pretend it doesn't exist.
Just pretend it does not exist.
We all know you're going to close the service. The servers are going to get closed soon.
There's not enough people playing that game.
Well, yeah, because there's no more content. You've just took a live service and put a gun to its head and pulled the trigger. This is the thing with live services. It's like, if it doesn't instantly succeed, it dies because it doesn't... Because, one, the AAA game industry especially releases them unfinished, thinking that they're going to make all the money to be able to actually finish the game, and therefore also provide for the content to go afterwards. and then realise that, no, you haven't got a user base to actually even keep the game alive now because you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Andrew Wilson.
And Warner Bros.
I'm calling Andrew Wilson a complete and fucking idiot for the rest of this chat.
No, he's not an idiot. He's not an idiot. He's an android. He just hasn't had his update yet.
No, he's an idiot.
He's not been updated yet.
He's always been an idiot.
He's not been updated.
He is the person that said single players are no longer viable in this market.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying
he has always been this dumb. Yeah, he has always been this disattached from the actual market.
Because he's an android, right? Because he's an android, and he is. I refuse to believe that EA is run by actual human beings. They're androids, right? They just haven't been updated since the 90s, right? They're stuck on they're stuck on like Windows XP. Everybody else is on Windows 11 now. I mean, granted, everybody would like to be back on Windows XP.
Yeah, I would. But can't. And by the way, those of you that are on Windows 10, you are going to have to upgrade to Windows 11 because, fuck Microsoft.
I know, I think I'm on Windows... No, I'm on Windows 11 because it came with the PC.
Yeah, same.
I was just like, just give me Windows 11, you might as fucking well.
Right, I can tell you, I don't even have to look at anything other than the bottom of your
my screen
to know that you're on Windows 11.
All
those things
those stupid
in the middle.
To which, by the way, I have never clicked any of those symbols. Not once.
I mean, right, so technically I have because that's how I boot up Chrome and all those.
Yeah, but I don't have Chrome on there.
Do you not?
Nope.
No, you have Firefox.
Yep.
Oh, anyway. Anyway, what was it going on about? Just
for the I do have Chrome on my PC. It's just not on my hotbar. That's all that is.
The state of Warner Brothers is it again. Management decisions have led to this. Fucking board of directors and shareholder bullshit and fucking CEOs who do not have a fucking clue of what they're talking about. Look, is what's led to Warner Brothers being in this position.
I will forgive Warner Brothers. If the next Batman Arkham game is Batman Beyond.
You know it's not.
It's not going to be, no.
You know it's not.
It's not going to be. But I will forgive them if it is that.
You know it's not.
Oh, no, I know it's not.
But again, like I say,
I like to be pleasantly surprised.
You can look at all these. You can look at Warner Bros. You can look at Ubisoft. You can look at all these AAA gaming companies, that these publishers that are now starting to really struggle because of this bullshit. Number must always go up.
That's also what we need to stop doing. We need to stop calling them AAA. They are not.
Yeah, they're just game publishers.
You can't release games the way they have been doing.
Yeah, but no. Right, so the reason why I call them AAA is because I distinguish them from the actual game developers and publishers.
You know what I like to call them? You know what I like to call them?
Yeah.
Trash.
I mean, yes, they are trash.
We should just call them trash.
The thing is I take what they call themselves as a pat on their own back as a fucking insult. They are the AAA game industry.
Quadruple A now. Skull and Bones, the first quadruple A.
I refuse to use that terminology.
The first quadruple A.
Fucking God.
First quadruple A game, Skull and Bones. Well, I hope we never have to number one.
Yeah, what did the 4A stand for? Arse, absolute fucking trash, abysmal, and an abomination to the gaming sphere. That's what those 4A's stand for, Ease Gulimon. Anyway.
Well, apparently Wonder Woman has already cost more than $100 million.
And this is another thing. Why is this industry pumping so much money into the fucking game, into their games, and making it it has to sell gangbusters? It has to. Where you're fucking I just don't understand the whole thought process of you've got a new IP, don't spend so much money on it. If it proves an absolute amazing success, then you start spending money on it. That's what happened to God of War. God of War, the first game, you look at that and you know it wasn't like top end budget of that time.
No.
Dead Space is the same.
Yeah.
I mean, granted that they EA, because EA thought that would be a multi-franchise phenomenon, and I'm like, stop smoking, you fucking idiots. But you look at the budget. I don't think the budget for the actual game was like top end of the industry. It might have been. I don't know.
No.
Like the amount of games that start off small and then become the like freaking Call of Duty.
Aye.
You look at how Call of Duty started.
And
to what it's become. It became this because of the success of the previous games, and because they budgeted it correctly and did not instantly think like, no, they did not release the first Call of Duty game and expect it to make the money that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 will make. And yet now these fucking CEOs and board of directors and fucking shareholders think, oh, we're going to release a game, it's going to make Call of Duty money. It's a new IP with a new way of playing games, and everybody's going to make Call of Duty money. What is wrong with you? Under what fucking planet are you living? And that's the biggest issue with the industry at the moment. It's like they don't want just like a lot of money, some money. They don't even want a lot of money. They want all the money. If they don't get all the money, it's not a success. And they're just throwing money, bad money after bad money, trying to justify the fucking obscene standards that they've put themselves on. And it's getting annoying. It's getting fucking frustrating and tiring. It's like, you are killing the industry by yourselves with these fucking bullshit things you are doing.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
And what's more annoying is that we all know the people that are going to suffer the consequences ain't the people causing the fucking mess. And it's like, just fucking stop. Just please stop. Stop doing it. Get some help.
Get some help.
Stop it.
Okay, so shall we move on?
Yeah, so we shall move on.
There was a state of play.
There was. People have been shitting on it, apparently. I don't know. I don't care.
I've seen people shitting on it.
Yeah.
To which I don't understand. I'm not going to lie.
Well, Bloodborne wasn't announced, and I'm like,
I'm not going to lie, this one was really good. Yeah. Like, personally, I think it was really good. Like, we saw some really cool shit.
Was there some, like, oh my god, holy shit moments? No.
There was for me.
Well, yeah.
But not for like, oh my god, there's a new game of this franchise out. Just like, there was a new game that generally just made me go, this looks fucking sick.
We're getting like a spiritual successor to I fucking forgot the name. You know, the roguelite that came on launch?
Oh,
Returnal, yeah. So like, I think it's what seems to be going to be a spiritual successor.
Yeah, it basically looks like it's going to be, but that's not the game I'm talking about.
No.
We'll get to it though. Right, so, again, the reaction to this is, again, I feel like a broken record because every time we do this, I feel like we're saying this. Expectations for these,
especially Sony's,
are getting way too high.
Especially Sony's. Like, it feels like Microsoft get a pass.
Yeah, this was as good as Microsoft's.
Yeah, I would say it's as good. And Microsoft, no one complained about Microsoft's. I mean, granted, probably because it was an improvement, but that was a very low bar. You would struggle to actually trip over it. That's how low the bar was.
I was just generally happy that it wasn't like 20,000 games thrown at your face.
I know.
All in the space of 30 seconds. Right. Okay. So, basically, one of the first things that they announced was the Days Gone remastered.
Yes.
Which is coming out on the 25th of April.
A very underappreciated game.
I love Days Gone. So I
A
probably
lot
will
of
be
people
getting
who
this.
have played Days Gone have said it's
very
actually
good.
underappreciated for what it is.
Story is pretty decent. And the open worldness. Is that a word? Open worldness?
Yeah.
It is now.
As well as the whole like zombie horde dynamic that it has is pretty cool.
It's really good. It is a fun game. So I'll probably be getting it. I'll probably stream it as well, to be fair. Moving on, we also got to see actual proper gameplay of Borderlands 4.
Yeah, with
a
a
launch date, which is... Is it here without me having to watch the trailer? September 23rd.
Yeah. And the next state of play is going to be a deep dive into Borderlands 4. And I'm like, I'll be honest, I think that is the most disappointing for me because I'm like, after seeing the new trailer, I understand what you're saying with the whole art style, that it doesn't feel like Borderlands. It's gone a little bit too realistic. The colours don't pop the way that you expect.
The thing, I actually liked the Borderlands 4 trailer, at least of the gameplay. Because it reminded me, because it was doing a lot of like slidey jumping and all that nonsense. But yeah, it looked alright. Maybe the deep dive will give us a better look. Yeah,
I think they've gone a little bit too photorealistic for Borderlands, because Borderlands is at its best when it
looks like a comic book.
Yeah, and when it's not taking itself too seriously, but also like has. Look, just do what you did in Borderlands 2, but not what you did in Borderlands 3.
I still haven't played Borderlands 3, actually. I need to play it. So yeah, September 23rd for Borderlands 4. We then got Darwin's Paradox, which is like the octopus puzzle.
Yeah!
It looked alright.
Yeah, it does actually look kind of cool.
I'm not a puzzle game person, but yeah, it looked okay. We then got the announcement for the Dave the Diver Ichiban's Holiday, which is... Like a Dragon.
Yes, the crossover for Dave the Diver, which looks fun. Each band's going to be punching fish in the face because it's Ichiban.
We then got now. I'm not the biggest fan of Digimon.
No.
But this looked cool.
It did.
A Digimon story Time Stranger.
Yes.
This looked really cool.
It does look really cool. And considering the fact that, like, Pokemon, Game Freak and Nintendo are getting really criticised really heavily over the fact that they literally do nothing to change the formula for Pokemon anymore. Nothing really different. The fact that, it does look like Digimon are mixing things up and having like cool stories to it, so that's an interesting... Yeah, it looks cool. For Digimon really cool. Fans, you're probably going to like it, I
think if you liked, I think it was called Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah.
I think if you like that, you'll probably like this.
Yeah, from the looks of it, it's going to be on the cinema.
It looks pretty decent. It looks. I quite like the look of it.
The art, to be honest, the art style is pretty. Yeah, lovely.
It's nice. They definitely upped the budget on the game. You can definitely tell that. After that, we have Directive 8020.
Yes. Now this one does so. The basic premise of it, because I've seen an extended trailer for this as well. So basically, it's like this biomass that can infect and copy people, and then spread infection that way. So it's going to definitely be a horror game.
Well, yeah, it is. It's made by Supermassive Games, which are the ones that made Until Dawn.
Yeah.
It's basically Until Dawn.
Yeah, it's probably going to be basically like the way Until Dawn is played.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that'll definitely be something that will probably be played out in Halloween when it's released. Once it's released, I don't know the exact release.
It is getting released on October 2nd, so it's getting played Halloween.
Yeah, that's
the perfect time to release.
That is the perfect time to release. Like, when horror games are going to get released, because it's always going to be around Halloween, because that's when you release your horror game.
We got a VR game. Is that one a VR game as well? Dreams of Another.
Yeah.
Which is VR 2. Third-person exploration action game built around a philosophical... Can't talk.
Theological.
Yeah, that word there. There is no creation without destruction. Rather than destroying objects by shooting your shots materialize and rebuild the world.
Yeah, the art style is very interesting. Like, it's a lot of, like... I have a feeling that it's made potentially like you remember Dreams.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's made in that. I have a feeling because it's very similar art style to a lot of games that are made in that, but it might not have been. It's just the art style. The art style is really really nice though, so not a complaint.
We got another Five Nights at Freddy's game called The Secret of the Mimic.
So that's
coming on June 13th.
Yeah, so I mean, it's Five Nights at Freddy's. I think unless you're a massive horror franchise now, you usually release a horror. I know I said you release your horror games around Halloween, but Five Nights at Freddy's is the exception of being a massive horror franchise now. That can be released anywhere and anytime. It looks frightening, so I'm going to avoid it with a 50-foot barge pole.
I'm not the biggest fan of Five Nights at Freddy's anyway, so like.
I know, but I'm not really that fond of horror anyway.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm not. Me personally, I'm not really into the animatronic looking things. I quite like Poppy's Playtime. I like how they look.
They're different. Like,
robots just don't do it for me.
Yeah.
Like, I should, but like something that looks like what's his name? Huggy Wuggy. Now that is generally quite terrifying. Even the nice version of Huggy Wuggy is generally terrifying.
The thing is that Poppy Playtime's monsters / characters, they are more alien looking in a sense. They don't look robotic. They don't look mechanical. While Five Nights at Freddy's monsters do look mechanical.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not.
I mean, really there's a reason for it, but
I'm not really into the whole robot. Like
homicidal robot.
Yeah, I'm not into that because really, when you think about it, when it comes to the robots, all you gotta do is you hit them with some electricity, and you're pretty much fine.
Yeah.
If you think about it carefully.
Yeah, and with Poppy's Playtime,
it's a little bit obviously if you're thinking about it, it's a little bit harder than just hitting them with electricity.
I know, but it's like you've seen too many like robots and fought too many robots for them to actually be a source of fear.
Yeah,
for you.
We got a release date trailer for Hell Is Us, which is that sort of like I want to say it's kind of like a roguelite Death Stranding.
Oh yeah, the one with the light weapon sort of thing. Yeah. That one looks...
It looks really cool.
It looks really cool. It looks also fucking terrifying. I will be honest, they was like, oh yeah, this is potentially got so much nightmare fuel in it. No thank you.
We got the release date, and that is September 4th for that. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be cool. I do keep seeing Death Stranding every time I see the main character.
Yes. I love the fact that I said Halloween is when you release your horror games, and the very two next games which have horror elements in them, or is a horror game, nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
Just prove me wrong, by all means.
Yep, that's the plan. Lies of P Overture, which is the DLC for Lies of P.
Yes.
Was announced.
Even though I haven't played Lies of P, I am happy that a game that has been well made as Lies of P is getting further content. It is
right because I've completed Lies of P.
Yeah,
I've completed Lies of P. I got the good ending, which is incredibly annoying to get, but I got it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I got it. And the ending, well, there's an after credit scenes because of course there's an after credit scenes, and it's Dorothy with the red shoes. Right, it's Dorothy. And I mean, all you see is the shoes, but it's fucking Dorothy. No, we're not. So my question is, because you don't really see anything of Dorothy in the trailer for this.
Yeah.
Is she going to show up here, or are we getting like a separate game to do with Dorothy?
Yeah. Is there going to be? Basically, are they going to make a whole bunch of games
set around those sort of fairy tales?
Set around like the fairy tales of like Alice in Wonderland,
the Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Because we've got Pinocchio.
We've got Pinocchio.
Because that's what Lies of P.
I'm trying to think what other games were there. What other stories were there like similar to like Pinocchio, Alice in Wonderland, Little Red Riding Hood?
Yeah.
Hansel and Gretel. I mean, you might as well go full Brothers Grimm as well.
Yeah.
In a
well,
sense.
you can use anything from Brothers Grimm. Snow White. Would we get a Snow White game?
Yeah.
Actually, if you look at early Disney.
Yeah.
Like The Little Mermaid. Could we get something to do with the Little Mermaid?
Because you could also like, because Lies of P is clearly like set like very Italian.
Oh yeah, it's Pinocchio.
Yeah, because it's Pinocchio. You can have Alice in Wonderland.
The
Britain or England.
Yep.
Mostly London, because that's what it'll be. God's sake, it's fucking annoying sometimes. Anyway, you could have Little Mermaid, Denmark, Scandinavia.
Mm-hmm.
Hansel and Gretel, or
is that Germany?
Yeah, Germany.
Germany.
Or Little Red Riding Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Germany again.
Mm-hmm. Or just all the Brothers Grimm stuff.
Yeah.
All in one.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. So Snow White.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could theme each one like as a different part of Europe in a sense, which would be pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, it's I like I say, I'm happy that it's getting some more content. It is a very well put together Souls game, and probably the best non-From Software Souls game, which is very high praise.
Yeah, I would argue that. I would say Lies of P is probably the best one. I mean, granted, if you're not very good at parrying in Souls games, do not touch this game because you need to be able to parry.
Yeah. I remember watching.
I learnt very quickly.
Who's is it Galadriel, the like the angel-like character in it that you fight? And I watched someone who perfect parried her to break her weapon.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's impressive.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
but like you need to be able to parry every enemy in that game. Like it is rough. It is rough. But once you get the timing down,
it's like most like games.
It is a little bit forgiving with the parry as well because it's more to do with you. Once you've figured out like how long it takes for the guy to actually parry.
Yeah. Once you get the timings.
Once you've sorted that out, you pretty much know when to do things.
But the enemy's tells of when the parry window is very good. It's just you learning when
to actually hit the button so that it does actually parry.
Yeah.
We got more on Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which is just looking more and more fun the more I see of it.
I mean, to be honest, I love the fact that Majima's just in a pirate. It's great.
You know what the funny thing is that I feel like this is going to be more pirate than Black Flag.
You mean Skull and Bones?
Yeah. You're going to be more of a pirate in this game than you are in Skull and Bones.
Yeah, I have a feeling yes as well.
This is going to be that well, we already knew it's out on February 14th, the demo, I think.
So yesterday it got released.
Yeah.
The demo was released. So go play it! If you like Yakuza, you're probably going to like this. Is it going to be bad shit insane? Of course it is. I mean, when... It's
Majima.
Yeah,
when so it kind of has to be...
When your main character is Majima, it has to be insane. But in a good way.
But in a good way. This looks really cool. I have to get it because I have got all the Yakuza games, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't have the man who signed his name away or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I don't have that, but there's no physical edition of that.
No.
So I don't have that.
But the thing is, I got 3. I bought 3. No,
I fell in love with Yakuza because you bought 3.
Yeah.
Ever since then, I want to play all the Yakuzas. They are so good. I love them to pieces.
It's amazing. Like the main storyline is ridiculously dark and
serious.
And then the vast majority of the side missions are just completely the opposite.
I think it works. I think because you could, if you wanted to, you could do the entire story and just only do the story. But the side quests are so good at being like that, just that little get away from the seriousness and just have a little bit of fun in the game. I don't know another series that has been able to do that and make it work.
Yeah, because not even the Grand Theft Auto series has. The Grand Theft Auto series has always had that tone. It sets its tone and it keeps that tone all the way through, even through the side missions and that. No other game changes its tone the way Yakuza does and work. It's weird. Okay. And that's why we love Yakuza.
Right. Onto one of the games that I saw and I was like, holy shit, it's here. Lost Soul aside. Now, this game was originally made by one person.
Yes.
This guy, he liked Final Fantasy 15 so much, he liked the art style and that he decided to make his own game using
that art style
and
which you can tell.
the same engine. Which you can tell. You can easily tell.
But it's...
if I remember, what happened was he started showing it off on YouTube. So putting it up on the internet, and then it was and I think I don't know which one. I don't know if it was Sony or if it was somebody else.
I remember it first being shown by Sony on one of their big year big year of this is what's coming, get excited for shit things. I think during this, when they were doing big reveals along with Microsoft and Nintendo during the Summer Game Fest, it was done then, I think. And you can tell this is very heavily Final Fantasy VII. No, not Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 15 in particular, but Final Fantasy coded in its character design.
Yeah.
But I don't mind because the character designs in Final Fantasy games have always been fucking cool.
And he basically decided he was going to put Devil May Cry combat into Final Fantasy 15. That's basically what he did. That's the simplest way I could put it, and it looked cool then.
It looks fucking.
It looks really good now. I was like, oh my god, it's there.
It has.
I'm seeing it,
and it has a parry system.
It has a parry system. It was always going to have a parry system. Let's be honest. I get excited for Lost Soul. Of what we saw with the ridiculous sized monsters and I think my initial thought of the trailer was if you like games like Stellar Blade, this will probably be up your alley.
You will probably like this. And it has an awful lot more husbandos to look for anyone that wants them.
Yeah, there you go. There's a bunch of guys in there.
A bunch of guys, a bunch of gals. It's all good. It's all looking good.
We got a reveal trailer for Metal Eden. I'm not going to lie to you, I cannot remember what this was.
We'll have to pass it. It's been a while. I don't know. Unfortunately, I can't remember.
Yeah, the synopsis doesn't help me at all.
It's probably something that looks really cool as well, which is not
probably. It unfortunately, look, there is only one.
I know
game.
why we forgot though, because of what followed after it.
Unfortunately, there is only one game in my mind from the state of play that I'm I want to know more, and I want it now. It's one of the few times I've ever been I actually want to play that game.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a release date for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
Yes.
Which is August 28th.
Yes.
Good time. Mm-hmm. That's actually not a bad time.
To be honest, I may jump back into the original trilogy, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 for streaming, maybe again. Because just to get ready, in a sense, because I got up to the end fight, the sniper duel, and I realised how much of a skill gap I'd lost since I last played it, and I was may need to brush up on my skills, and I haven't touched it since, so I need to go back. I need to go back into it, but I love playing those games. Any excuse to replay Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 is a good reason. It's a fantastic reason for me. So there. Was there anything else? I mean, they introduced all the they showed off all the characters, all the bosses. The Shagohard, the boss, although not the actual boss fight, because that's going to be gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
I mean, granted, I'm probably going to wear I'm probably not going to be able to fucking see it because of all the white. But anyway, they showed off the fear, the fear, the rage, the sorrow, the fear, rage, sorrow. What's the B one? Because rage is the fire. It's the fire. It's the cosmonaut. Sorrow is the dead guy. At the end, is the sniper. The Fear is the weird frog. Well, not frog. Whatever the fuck, slanky ass bloody guy that bounces around the fucking trees guy. Oh, what the fucking hell is his emotion? The B guys, because it's not. I know it's not rage.
It's fine. We can move on.
Might be anger, but I don't think it's anger.
Well, no, because anger's rage.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's not. Oh, anyway.
It's fine. We'll move on. So August 28th for Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remaster, remake, I should say. Oh no, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. After that, we've got Mind's Eye. Again, this is another one I just can't remember off the back of my head.
Again, I think, to be honest, it was a shame for whoever got the spot before and after Metal Gear Solid Delta, because the only thing you're going to be thinking about is Metal Gear Solid.
It is. It's like a futuristic America sort of looking game. I want to say possibly future Grand Theft Auto, maybe.
Oh yes. It's about mechs and AI. Not mechs, but robots and AI and all that, and self-determination and all that sort of shit, and secret government organisations and...
Yeah, if I'm honest, I wasn't really paying attention. I was just looking at other things. I saw Mind's Eye, and then I saw kind of like futuristic America sort of thing, and I was like, okay.
There was it's looking like an open world
It's
sort
not
of
for
thing.
me. It's not for me.
It's like Soul, sort of like... what's the plot type called? It's like a thriller plot type where it's like you're being betrayed, etc., etc.
Oh, I know.
The secret government organisation and bullshit.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. It looks interesting, but it's very early days.
They showed off more Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yes.
Because obviously the
They
beta
did
was
that
out.
they did that at the very beginning.
They had the beta out. They also obviously it's also out on February 28th.
Yep.
PlayStation are putting a lot into Monster Hunter Wilds. Because it's also got a pro upgrade.
Yes.
Was another thing that we announced.
It looks amazing. I have seen people play it.
All I've been watching is people play the beta.
It looks fun. Again, I am terrible at that game, at Monster Hunter. I just cannot get the combat down to...
To be honest with you, I was the same. I was the same as you for a while. I thought I'm never going to be able to play. But then I actually started playing... I've started playing Rise.
Uh-huh.
And I've gotten so much better once I've realised that, oh no, it wasn't the fact that I suck. It's just I picked the wrong weapon.
Yeah.
I'm just not good at that weapon.
It's probably...
I'm now using a big axe, and I'm just I'm actually good with this.
There's probably it's a weapon thing for me as well, maybe, but I just hope their multiplayer is not as jank as...
Of what I've seen, it's not as bad. It's also got crossplay in it. It's not as bad. It's basically like the Rise one. The Rise one works really easy. Basically, you can invite people into your hub.
Yeah.
And that's how it's basically done.
Because I know World, to do a multiplayer, you had to make a contract.
Yeah.
Then put it onto online. Then invite your friends.
Yeah.
It was very convoluted. I'm like, what the hell? Why are you doing it this way?
I'm probably not getting Wilds on release, but I will be getting Wilds at some point.
We also saw...
I got very happy.
Yes.
I got very happy. We saw more of Onimusha Way of the Sword.
Yes.
It looks so fucking cool.
It looks really good.
I can't wait.
And we're also getting a remake of Onimusha 2.
We're getting a remaster.
A remaster of 2.
Yeah.
And we know 1's getting a remaster as well.
Well, 1's already been. 1's already out.
Oh, it's already out?
Yeah, it's on the PlayStation Store.
Oh.
You can get it on Nintendo as well.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, I know. I've got it on my Switch.
I missed that.
I've had it for ages. You missed that.
Yeah. Shows how much I've been paying attention to certain things.
I think it's been out for over a year.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm very, very sure.
Okay, maybe I'm just an idiot then.
I've had it for a while.
Which is not really that much of a surprise.
Yeah,
but anyway.
We got
Well, yeah, Onimusha 2. So I'm loving the fact that the old Onimusha games are getting some love. It's great.
They showed off some of the stuff that's coming in the PlayStation Plus. We're getting for the game catalog, I should say. Jedi Survivor's coming. We're getting Saga Frontier, Somerville, Top Spin, tennis game. That Lost Records game.
Yes.
That's going to PlayStation.
Episode
Part 1.
Part 1 is definitely coming.
No, Part 2 is definitely coming as well.
Yeah, so
Part 2 comes out in April.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is that we're definitely getting at least Part 1 on the...
No, we're getting both.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is that it's most likely we're getting the entire thing, but for what we know, Part 1 is up, and Part 2, when it comes out, is also.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying we are definitely getting both parts.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, so...
More importantly, for all of us Armored Core fans...
Yeah.
The Classics is getting Armored Core 1 and its 2 spin-off/sequel things.
Yes. 1, 2 and 3 are coming.
No.
1, 2 and 3 are coming, I think.
Basically the PlayStation 1 Armored Core games. You know how they do with Armored Core games?
Oh, yeah.
So it's the first 3 games in the Armored Core series, but it's not actually Armored Core 1, 2 and 3. It's Armored Core and their whatever thingy bombs were called. To be perfectly honest, if they released Armored Core 4, I would be very happy. If they re-released Armored Core 4, because Armored Core 4 is literally Gundam.
Yeah.
In its speed.
For answer.
Armored Core 4 answer. Its speed is just absolute. Like, I watched Surere recently, and she was playing Armored Core. And she was fighting Rusty.
Yeah.
And oh my fucking god, the speed she was going! It's like holy fucking shit. I'm not that type of like combat guy. I have a bajillion rockets and 2 Gatling guns. You know, the heavy arms build.
Yeah.
I love that. I love to be able to just blow everything up.
I am the I'm the one that I've got a big stick and I'm going to hit you with it.
Yeah, but like the speed of that combat was just absolutely impressive. Like, to anyone who hasn't played 4 Answer, it is that level of speed, but more so.
Yeah,
it can get to absolutely ridiculous levels of combat speed in Armored Core 4 Answer.
Yeah.
So I would like that back. But anyway, but the fact is that we're getting the OGs, and we can all play it and see where it came from.
Yeah. This was the last reveal of the thing. We got Soros, which is basically looks like it's going to be the spiritual successor to Returnal.
Yes. It seems like it's going to have it seems like, at least from first impressions, it's going to have the loop mechanic.
Yeah.
The combat is very, very similar in the fact that like your bosses are going to be bullet hells.
Yeah.
Welcome to bullet hell. And yeah, I'm happy. I not completed Returnal. I enjoyed Returnal and the concept, and I
liked Returnal.
It is very well put together for a launch game. It is very well done.
I like the co-op.
The co-op.
I thought the co-op was going to be awful, but it was
co-op when it was done, and even though it's like it is a very bare bones co-op, it works very, very well.
They announced Shinobi Art of Vengeance, which is a 2D side scroller sort of gamey. It
looks really cool. And the art, I actually do really like the art style as well. The art style looks very good.
After that, we've got Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
Yes, which was already announced, though we just had another trailer. It looks like there's going to be some sort of teleportation type thing where you go through a portal and you now are on a different track. I don't know how that's going to work, but
okay.
It does have some of the tracks from previous games. Like there's one on an aircraft carrier. That looks like it's back as well. So yeah, I'm perfectly happy because Sonic Racing was actually not bad. Let's not talk about Team Racing. And I do love the fact that like they go really in on the silliness of it. Of like, well, Sonic is in a car. Why is Sonic in a car? Because everyone's in a car, including stuff like Football Manager.
Yep.
And Shenmue. And they all have it's like, yeah, this is just for fun, this is just for shits and giggles, have fun, go ahead, go.
We got another trailer for Split Fiction.
Yes.
Which looks cool.
It does look really, really good.
The thing is, Split Fiction, I don't think there's anything that you could really say now that we don't really know anything about.
It is clear, yeah, like, it is still, it's definitely, they're expanding on the concepts that they had for It Takes Two, and the fact that there's a whole bunch of different, like, mechanics introduced for each section. You got 2 separate characters, etc., etc., etc. The premise is really cool as well, and you know what, considering the fact that, like, the success they've had with A Way Out and It Takes Two, you're allowed to give those guys the benefit of the doubt that this is probably going to be really good when it's released.
To be fair, it looks really good.
It does.
Like, it doesn't look bad at all. We've got they did more Splitgate 2. They're basically saying that an alpha is dropping on February 27th.
Good for you.
The alpha build. I'm not a big fan of Splitgate, so I am...
Oh, it's a shooter with Paul. It's
basically it's a
6v6 shooter with Paul.
Shooter with Paul. We got more Stellar Blade. They're having basically by the looks of things, it's the same as the Nier crossover that they had with them, but it's with Nikkei.
Yeah.
Which everybody was kind of looking forward to this.
Yes.
Everyone was like, yes.
This just makes sense.
Because Eve is now in Nikkei.
Which again just kind of makes
sense.
sense.
Which makes sense. They're made by the same people. And so basically a load of costumes are coming over to Stellar Blade. Also for Stellar Blade though, it was also announced that it's getting a PC. It's coming to PC.
Yes. Which is good, because more people can play.
In June at some point. So yeah, that just gives them more reason to play Stellar Blade again.
Yeah.
We saw more of the Midnight Walk.
It's looking really good.
Which I just love the art style.
The art style is fantastic. So, remember the Xbox one with the stop motion type animation?
Oh, South of Midnight.
South of Midnight. You know how we were talking about, like, it just feels odd because, at least to us, at least to me, the frame rate doesn't seem to be consistent.
Yeah.
In the fact that it drops so much, but then doesn't at times, and it's off because it's not consistent. It's more off-putting and more noticeable.
Yeah.
This is still has that stop motion style of animation, but it is constant. It is constantly that one frame rate for the character movement, and therefore it fits in. This was the thing I was trying. You put those two games together and show their frame rates, and it makes sense of what I'm trying to say. In that the fact that, like, South of Midnight's frame rate just seems to bounce around, while Thingy Into Midnight is it's constant.
Yeah.
It is constantly at that level, and therefore it's not as jarring and off-putting if you...
yeah, I know,
you know what I mean.
I know what I mean.
But it does look really, really cool. Looks terrifying as much, and has a lot of nightmare fuel in it. So for those people who like that sort of stuff, good luck. I'll see you on the other side.
There was a trailer for Warriors Abyss, which literally came out of the blue. This came out of nowhere.
Yes. A roguelike
Dynasty Warriors
Diablo-esque type game from the looks of it. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, this is weird.
It's pretty much, you know, like Warriors of Richi. You had characters from Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors and like the other ones. It's pretty much the same premise. You've got over 100 characters, and I'm just like, I just remember seeing it and going,
this is odd.
What?
It is definitely a game that's come out of left field.
Yeah. It looked alright. I mean, it came out on the release. So.
Yeah, so it does actually look potentially it's part of fun, but like, look, Temco Koei have I really do have to be careful with their products nowadays.
Yeah. Oh no, I understand. Don't you worry. As a Dynasty Warriors fan, I completely understand.
And last but not least...
Well, no, there's two more.
Oh, two more.
I've saved the other one. They showed off The Island.
Ah,
for
yes.
WWE
I think that already been
2K25.
announced and talked about, and I'm like, I'm okay with it. I don't mind per se for it, but I'm just literally like, dude, just give me more.
To be fair, it looks like
customization.
what it looks like is that's going to be the area where you do like your PvP,
your multiplayer stuff.
Yeah,
which is perfectly fine. They go on the route of like Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, and Tekken with their
arcade,
their hubs.
Right, and so the last one. Now this was the coolest thing of the entire thing.
Oh yes,
Tides of Annihilation looked so fucking cool.
I love the fact that it's like it takes a lot from Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah, it's based on basically it's set in London.
Yeah, like a neo-futuristic London. The characters are all based on Knights of the Round Table. You're playing Arthur.
No, you're Gwendolyn.
Oh no, you're playing Gwendolyn, aren't you?
Yes,
you're playing Gwendolyn.
Right, here's the thing though. They must have known that I can't talk. The people who made this game must have known that this is going to be a big deal, because the instant that came up, right, they released a gameplay trailer.
Yeah.
Like straight after the state of play.
They knew that there was going to be interest.
They knew there was going to be interest.
And to be honest, the gameplay trailer is actually pretty good as well.
It is very good. It's so smooth.
Yeah. And I'm like, there hasn't been this much excitement, and I'll rephrase. This has the same vibe of like the fan reaction to Stellar Blade when it was first announced and shown off.
Yeah.
The characters are very. You can tell it's made by a China / Southeast Asia country.
Yeah.
I think it is China, a Chinese
it's
developer.
A Chinese company, yeah,
but I'll be honest, it looks really good.
Looks very good. The only thing I don't like about it is the voice acting.
The voice acting is
the very awful Cockney accents.
Yeah. But again,
it's fine. It's not.
It's the whole thing of like it's London.
Yeah, it is. It's true.
It's like oh, it's the UK. You're only showing London.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like for fuck's sake! Like I get really not annoyed at the people, but I get very annoyed when people just go, oh, it's just I've gone to the UK. It's terrible. Where have you been? London. Well, that's your problem. I don't blame them, because like. Yeah, nothing outside of London is really promoted.
Yeah.
Unless you are into the very niche that area has. Like, for example, Nottingham with Robin Hood or Warhammer. Because Warhammer World is in is around Nottingham. Or South East England has the Bovington, the Tank Museum. Longleat is has a safari, that sort of thing, or Chester Zoo. Like, unless you're into those like sort of things, you don't get promoted. It's not the outside of London is very, very, very rarely promoted in any sort of sense to the same level as London. Everything is fucking London focused, and I get very annoyed at it.
But yeah, oh my god, tired. I literally watched it and I was just like, I want more. I want to know more. I want to know more. That's why when I saw the gameplay trailer, I was like, I'm thinking that.
I'll tell you what, I have the same sort of attitude to this as I did with Black Myth and Kong when it was first announced. I was like, take as long as you want to make this.
Yeah.
Make sure you release this game in a good condition and as the best it possibly can be. And I will wait as long as it takes.
It looks so good.
It does.
So good. Yeah.
It does look so good.
It was a good state of play.
Yeah.
Was
there something mind blowing? No.
There wasn't going to be.
There wasn't going to be, because like there's only two periods that you get the mind blowing. Oh my god! And that is the Game Awards and the Summer Games Fest. That's it. Get used to it, people, and stop putting Sony. If you're gonna do this, put Microsoft on the same fucking level and complain when they don't pull out the fucking oh my god, holy fucking shit. Please, that'd be nice. Yeah. Just be consistent with your criticisms. That'd be great.
And also your praises.
Yeah, that as well.
Because like sometimes people praise Sony a bit too much.
But anyway. shall we move on to the fact? Shall we just briefly cover the fact that Overwatch is going back?
Oh yeah, Overwatch. It's too little, too late.
Oh yeah, it is
It's
too little, too late.
I'm not. I don't care.
But they are literally going back to Overwatch 1. That is how badly Marvel Rivals has smashed Overwatch in the face. And it's like, there's a part of me that's literally saying, we told you. We were saying when Marvel Rivals comes out, because the early rumblings from people who were playing Marvel Rivals was that this is actually a good hero shooter. This is going to be good. Don't sleep on it. This is going to be great. We were saying, if it is great, Overwatch need to actually start upping their game now instead of waiting until the game comes out, because if the game comes out and they're still in this fucking shit, which they were,
everyone's just going to move over.
Everyone's going to move over. And lo and fucking behold, that's exactly what fucking happened.
Oh well.
And now they're going to go, we're going to bring back loot boxes, and we're going to bring back 6v6 and classic mode, and look, please, we actually want to we're going to communicate more with you. Look, we actually care about you. Yeah, you only care about us when we fuck off.
Yeah, but the problem is, right, so they've put themselves in a fucking hole now. Oh, we're bringing back 6v6. You've just changed all the characters to fit in a 5v5.
Yep.
Right.
All the tanks are fucking super powerful because they need to be, because they're the only tank.
Yeah.
You need to remove wall queue. That's what you have to do. That's what you actually have to do. You have to allow teams to just do, especially in... to be honest, it's just remove wall queue anyway, because the competitive scene, the teams will actually will do the meta of 2-2-2.
Yeah. Well, just do what Marvel does with banning characters.
They're introducing character bans.
Oh, character bans.
They're bringing character bans in, and I'm like...
In the ranked.
And I'm like...
Well, it's all just
it is too
stupid.
I am the same. It is too little too late. Like, I have no faith in the team behind Overwatch that they will actually keep doing stuff for the betterment of the game and for its player base. It is solely to maintain the shop and people buying things in it. Yes. That is probably over cynical of me, but the very fact that they literally killed Overwatch 1, released Overwatch 2 in an absolute god-awful state and a much worse game than Overwatch 1 is, and it's never gotten to be as good as Overwatch ever was, was the sole being was for it to be a shop.
Yeah.
Because I do not think they had once was it Kaplan left?
Jeff Kaplan.
Yeah, it was Jeff Kaplan left. That was when they decided we're not doing the single. We're not doing PvE, and they're going to bring in perks as well. All the stuff that they said they couldn't get to work.
Yeah.
Oh my god, some competition arrives and all of a sudden they can get it to work. Wow!
Yeah.
Wow, what miracle, what magic have they been able to pull to make perks a thing?
Watch them come out with a PvE mode. Watch. They'll come out
especially
with a PvE
if Marvel Rivals comes out with a PvE mode.
I don't know. I'd think even if they don't, even if Marvel Rivals go, because Marvel Rivals is just as good as it is. It doesn't have to add a PvE mode in, right?
True.
But if they do, I'll give it a go. Yeah, great. But watch Overwatch. Watch them do it. Watch them do it. Look, it's PvE.
Campaign.
What you all wanted. It's sort of like a campaign
mode. We're going to bring in a campaign mode.
Watch them do it.
Yeah, it only took an actual, and in a sense, it's good that they are responding in a sense, because if Overwatch gets better, it means Marvel.
I'd rather another game come though. I'd rather be another game. Like, fuck Overwatch.
I know, but the point being,
fuck Overwatch.
Actual proper competition is good because it stops stuff like, Madden happening.
Oh yeah, I know.
So in one sense, I totally understand your whole point. It's like, I'm never going back to Overwatch. I'm not touching that with a 50-barge pole because I don't trust a single fucking thing they say. It's like they've stated perks are going to be in the PvP, and I'm like, well, how are you going to implement it? If it's like after X amount of things, you've got a snowball problem already in your game. This is only going to make it worse.
Yes.
The fact that they've brought Orisa's shield back as a perk, and
don't.
I'm like, are you just starting like not officially, but admitting that the entirety of Overwatch 2's development is fucked up, and you're reverting back to Overwatch 1. Is that what you're saying? It seems like that's what you're saying. But anyway.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. Yeah, that's it. It was a good state of play. Warner Brothers have kind of fucked. EA have fucked.
Andrew Wilson is a fucking idiot.
Sony need to get their act together when it comes to network problems or whatever. I don't know. They haven't
also,
said.
especially considering we pay for this service now.
Yes.
You really need to fucking, like, stop doing this bullshit, because people will be entitled to compensation eventually. You fucking idiots. And also Sony's escapades at the weekend was a prime example of why we should still be owning our own games that we buy. Thank you very much.
Yes. But anyway, thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed this chat, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye now.
Doodles.